We're going to look at your organization's security as something you already know really well, a massive, busy international airport.
Yeah, that pretty much nails it, right? Your data is in constant motion, just like passengers rushing to their gates. But here's the thing. Some of those passengers are fakes, thieves, or saboteurs. So grab your security pass. We're going on patrol to check every single terminal, tarmac, and gate to see exactly how these guys get in.
Okay, first stop on our tour is right where you'd expect, the passenger terminals. This is the public face of your operation. It's the check-in desks, the security lines, it's your front line. And believe me, this is where the overwhelming majority of trouble begins.
So our first threat, it isn't some super complex high-tech hack. Nope, it's a simple forgery. Phishing is basically the digital version of a fake boarding pass. An email pops up. It looks like a real invoice. Or maybe it's an urgent request from the CEO. And in a busy terminal, your inbox, where your staff is just trying to be efficient, a really convincing fake, especially one made with AI, it gets waved right on through.
And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, a fake email, how much damage can that really do? Well, take a look at this number. That's how much a single company lost from one of these CEO impersonation scams back in 2023. That's the price of one fake boarding pass, one single moment where someone trusted the wrong thing. Poof, a flight full of cash, gone.
Next up, we've got the danger you don't even see coming. Just imagine you're wandering through the airport's duty-free shops, just browsing. You don't buy anything, you don't even touch anything. But just by walking through, you get exposed. That's what we call a drive-by download. You visit a website you trust, like a major news site, but it's been compromised. Malicious ads or hidden code infect your system, silently, in the background. You didn't have to click a thing. It's a trap, pure and simple, just disguised as a legitimate shop.
Now this is where things start to feel like they're straight out of a movie. An attacker doesn't just show up with a fake ticket. They show up wearing a perfect pilot's uniform, looking and sounding the part. This is social engineering, and it's been supercharged by deepfake tech. Think about getting a call from a voice that sounds exactly like your boss, telling you to wire money. This tactic bypasses all your technology because it's not hacking your computers, it's hacking your people. It's hacking trust itself.
And of course, every airport's got those lounges offering free Wi-Fi, right? But what if that lounge is a complete fake? Attackers love to set up what are called evil twin networks. They'll give them a name that looks legit, something like airport_free_Wi-Fi. You connect thinking you're getting a free, convenient service, but what's really happening? You're routing all of your data, your passwords, your private info, everything, straight through the attacker's laptop. It's a classic bait and switch.
Okay, we're leaving the public areas now and heading out to the restricted zones, the tarmac and the cargo base. We're going behind the scenes. This is the operational heart of the airport, where all the heavy machinery lives. And let me tell you, the vulnerabilities back here can be way more direct and a lot more damaging.
So, what happens if an attacker doesn't even have to bother with the terminal? That's exactly what happens with insecure remote access. It's like a baggage handler leaving a critical service gate completely unlocked in the dead of night. Attackers can use stolen credentials or just brute force their way in, getting direct access to your core network. They basically skip the line and land right on the tarmac with the keys to the entire fleet.
Think about it. An airline trusts its catering company, right? You don't inspect every single meal that comes on board. You just trust it's safe. Well, attackers love to exploit that exact kind of trust. By hacking a software vendor, like what happened with the huge SolarWinds incident, they can hide their malware inside a legitimate trusted update. The bad code gets delivered to you disguised as perfectly normal cargo from a partner you trust.
Modern airports depend on all this complex, behind-the-scenes infrastructure, and a lot of that lives in the cloud now. But one tiny mistake, one single misconfiguration, like leaving a cloud storage bucket open to the public, that's like a maintenance guy leaving a hatch on the roof of the air traffic control tower wide open. Suddenly, your most sensitive data is exposed and accessible to literally anyone on the internet who knows where to look.
Now, let's talk about the forgotten corners of the airport. You know those old, dusty hangars way out at the far end of the runway? They're still connected to the airport's main power grid, but nobody really patrols them anymore. Well, those are your insecure Internet of Things devices. Your security cameras, smart devices, even your printers.
They're often old, they're almost never patched, and they're totally overlooked. And that makes them the absolute perfect hideout for an attacker.
And this is the truly shocking part. That forgotten security camera isn't just a weak point anymore. It gets hijacked. With botnets like Mirai, that one little device is drafted, conscripted into a massive digital army, and then used to launch devastating attacks on other targets. It's not your camera anymore. It's a soldier fighting for the other side.
All right, our tour is now moving to what might be the most difficult threats to stop. These are the ones that don't come through digital channels at all. This is when the danger is physically carried right past your defenses, sometimes by the very people who are supposed to be protecting you.
Picture this. A piece of luggage just shows up on the baggage carousel. It looks abandoned. Maybe an employee finds a USB drive in the parking lot. Out of curiosity, or maybe trying to be helpful, they bring it inside and plug it into a computer to see who it belongs to. And boom, the moment it's plugged in, it has bypassed every single network firewall, every digital customs check you have in place. That's exactly how the infamous Stuxnet worm got its start.
I mean, why bother trying to pick a digital lock when you can just hop the fence? If an attacker can get physical access to your building, they can do almost anything. They can plant a hidden device in a conference room or just walk out the door with a laptop someone left on their desk. Once they're physically inside, almost all of your digital security becomes kind of irrelevant.
You know those shady street vendors you see outside the main terminal, selling discount tickets or pirated goods? Well, that's your peer-to-peer network. Downloading pirated software or unverified files is exactly like buying from one of those guys. Sure, you might get the game or movie you wanted, but it's almost certainly bundled with something you didn't want, like ransomware or a hidden backdoor right into your system. It's a gamble you're guaranteed to lose.
And this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most dangerous threat of all, the insider. See, this isn't an outsider trying to break in. This is the trusted security officer who already has the keys, knows the patrol schedule, and knows how to turn off the alarms. Whether it's a disgruntled employee acting maliciously or just a regular staff member whose account has been compromised, an insider can walk malware right through the front door, and no one would ever suspect a thing. So our security tour is coming to an end. We've walked through the passenger terminals, we've patrolled the tarmac, we've even checked the lost and found. And the lesson here is crystal clear. Your digital airport has dozens and dozens of ways in, and you have to be watching all of them all the time.
So what's the big takeaway from our little tour? Well, it really boils down to 3 simple things. First, keep scanning. Treat every single email like it's a boarding pass that needs to be checked, and every software update like it's cargo that needs inspection. Second, keep training your crew. Your people are your frontline agents, and they absolutely have to be trained to spot the fakes and question anything that looks suspicious. And 3, well, honestly, this one is just good advice for life. Never ever trust a free Wi-Fi lounge.
Look, in the end, it all comes down to this one simple truth. For airport security to work, it has to be perfect. For an attacker to succeed, they just need to find one single mistake. One open gate is all it takes. And it's the exact same for your organization. The attackers are out there, right now, constantly probing, looking for that one unlocked door, that one forgotten maintenance hatch, that one trusting employee. So the question you have to ask yourself is, have you checked all of your gates?